So hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to understand the concept of event handling, and we are going to handle the events in the DOM. Uh, I have created a HTML file, and you can see this. Here is a HTML file, and the file name is event handling. So here we start coding, and before understanding the event handling in the uh, JavaScript, we have to know that what concept we have learned before. Like we know what is DOM and what is DOM tree and why we use this, and what is selection of the elements of HTML in the JavaScript, like how we can select the elements in the JavaScript, and we learn the query selector and get element by ID concept, and created a project by accessing the element of HTML and manipulate them. And we in this video we will see how we can handle the events in the JavaScript, and we will learn a concept addEventListener, which is a function, and we will learn how to use it and why we will use in this uh, DOM. So let's start. First of all, I will create a div which class is card, and I will write some text in this lorem 300. I think it is too much, so we will decrease the number of words. So in this card we will outside of this card I will create a button, and here we will click me. So it is a button, and I've created a card and a button. So if we want to write the internal JavaScript, then we will write script tag, and here we can write the JavaScript which we want to use in this HTML document. Then we are going to handle the events in the JavaScript. So first of all, we need to know why we use handles and what are the handling events. So let's start. First of all, just create a function. Function name is show alert. Basically we are going to create a function which name is show_alert, and here we will write alert, and we will write hello, hello, button clicked. So this function is created, but it will not execute until it is called. So on this button, so our aim is to target this button. When this button will click, then this function should be execute. So we will write here like on click, it is an event on click. Here you can see that on click, on can play, on dbl click, on scroll, these are the events which we can fire on any HTML element and perform any action. So now for now we are going to fire on click event, and we can write here the function name show alert, and here in the parenthesis. Without parenthesis it will not work, so we need to see that the parenthesis is with the function name or not. So we are going to we are going to see the live server. Open the live server, and here we can see a card which is there, text and a button. We have written a function which will attached with this click button. Like when we click, then the function will be executed. Like first of all, we need to write some CSS for this. In the head section we will write style tag, and here we will select the card. It is card, it is class. So we can write here dot class selector, and here we will write width 200 pixel, height, fit content, padding, it's 1 second, padding 10 pixel, and border radius 10 pixel. Now we will save it, and here we will write for button. It is a tag selector, and we will write here padding approx 1 rem and border radius 5 pixel, border none. Okay, and here box shadow 0 pixel, 0 pixel, 5 pixel, black. Now we will see the output. So here is a button and here is a card. We will set a background color of this card. Like we can write background color, it will be red, and the color of the text is white. We can see the output of the screen. This is right. Yes. So here we can see a card and a button. When we click on this button, then the hello function will called, the show alert will called, and we can see the function is executed. So for this, we can write directly create a function and so and call in the HTML document. But if we want to handle multiple functions and multiple uh, event handlings like double click, on click, we can write here double click. We can write here dvl click. Okay, and we will let's see it is working. Case syntax error. It can be syntax error. dvl on. We should write on dvl click. Here is a event. So on dvl click is also a hand also event. Like when we click double click on the button, then function will be executed. So this is working. But in this video, we are going to learn what is addEventListener. Like suppose that there is a very big project and there are multiple events to handle. So if we want to handle those project, then we need to create a function which is only written in the JavaScript, and we can handle all the HTML elements in the JavaScript code, not writing it manually in the HTML code. So we will write addEventListener concept in this video. So what is addEventListener concept? addEventListener is a method used to attack on event handler to an HTML element. Like if we want to handle any event on any HTML element, then we will create addEventListener method. Method means it is an inbuilt function which is uh, derived in the machine of the browser, and it allows you to execute a function when a specific event like click, mouse over, key press happens on that element. Like when we click or double click on the HTML element or mouse over or key press, then the function will be called, which we have written in the addEventListener uh, function. Like what is the syntax of the addEventListener HTML element? Matlab, first of all we will okay. First of all, we will select that element and we will uh, attach it with addEventListener with dot operator, and we will write event name and function, and we will write the code, and it will be executed when that event will fired on that HTML element. So let's try that code which we have written in the HTML code manually. So we will remove this from here, and first of all we will comment out this function. Okay, right, we will start this. First of all we will select that button. Let button is equal to document dot query selector. We can write query selector or get element by id, but you have to know what is a query selector and get element by id. Query selector is a method which select the very first element of the HTML document according to the CSS selector. So here is only one button, so we can use query selector. and we will write here button. It is a tag selector, and like the CSS selector, we can here write the tag selector button. So this button is selected, and we have to execute that function on the on click. So what is the uh, syntax of the addEventListener? So here is HTML element, HTML element dot. Yeah, here we can write event listener, and here we can write event name, and here we can write function, and in this function we can write the code. So this is the syntax of that addEventListener. But we have selected the button, so we here write the variable name button, and event name is, for now we are going to write here click. It is a click is a event, and whatever we write in this function will execute when the button is clicked. So we will write alert, and here we will write button is clicked. So now remove this function and remove this extra commented text. Right. So here we have selected this button and attached an event listener with click event, and in the function of the addEventListener we have written alert. So now we will execute this. We will refresh the page and click on this button. When we click on this button, the function is called. Here you can say we have not called on the HTML page, but we have written this code in the script tag. So this is the addEventListener concept, where you can write here any event name like mouse over, but you have to write, you can see here, you have to write do not you have do not to write, you cannot write the wrong syntax here. So like when we hover, this function is called. When is mouse over, then this function is called. Right. So we can go further. So next, what are the important events like mouse over? In the mouse over, we have learned click event, where we can click on the event. You click on the HTML element, and then the function will be called, and we have learned the double click. When we double click on the button, then the function will be called. Second is keyboard event. The keyword events like key down, key up, key press. Key down means when a button is pressed, any button is pressed. When any button will be pressed, then the function will be called. Okay, we can write here key press. We can write key press. Let's see it is working or not. We will go here. No, this is not working. We have to attach with the document, with the whole document. When we will write the document, then in the whole document, when we will write key, when we will press any key, then the function will be called. You can see here. So we have to write the whole document for the key press event, like uh, like we have learned the addEventListener concept. So for now we are going to clear the query selector and get element by id concept more clearly. In the previous video we have learned about that concept, but for now we are going to clear more about this concept. Then the query selector select the first element of HTML based on CSS selectors of if there are multiple with same tag, class and ID, then it will select only first element which is first in the HTML document. What it means we will see here. So okay, we will remove this and we will remove this one. And now we will write button, and here we can write hi. Okay, first, and now 1 2 3 4 5. Here we can write first, here we can write second, here we can write third, right? Here we can write id is equal to fourth, right? And here we can write class is equal to fifth, and here we can write class is equal to fifth. Okay, and we can write here fourth. I will tell you that why I'm writing like this. For now you can see multiple buttons are in the HTML document, and we are writing it in the body section. Right now we will learn the concept of the query selector. Okay, so we are clearing the concept of query selector. Like, what is query selector? So query selector is a method which selects the very first element of the HTML on the basis of CSS selector. What means CSS selectors? See, CSS selectors are three, like tag selector, class selector, and ID selector. So if we select the element in the JavaScript on the basis of CSS selector, we can access only first element of the body which comes first time. Like in this element, in this HTML document, the first element is this button, and there are multiple buttons. But when we select this, like btn first is equal to document dot query selector, here we will write button. So what do you think? Which button will be selected? To verify this, we need to console. We need to console dot log this button one dot inner HTML or inner text. So which button will be clicked? Then the button is clicked. That inner text will appear in the console. So we will write an event listener dot add event listener, which we have learned before this concept. We'll write here click, and here we can write a function. It is an arrow function. On the place of the function, we can also write the arrow function. So generally we write the arrow function on the add event listener. Like we are going to fire this event when we click on this button. So what do you think, which button will be clicked, will be selected? So let's see here. So it is a console. Okay, so this is first button, this is second button. One second, this is first button, this is second button, this is fourth button, this is fifth button, this is sixth button. When I will click on this button, you can see this first. When I will click on this button, then nothing will be selected. It is not selected, it is not selected. But in the code you can see that there are multiple buttons, and we have written the button, then the all buttons should be selected, but only the first element I have selected by this query selector. So from this concept we can see that on the basis of the tag selector of the query selector, we can select only the very first element of the HTML page. Like if we write here any class, here you can see there is two same class elements, fifth class and fifth class. Then what do you think, which element will be selected when I will write here fifth? So I think we have to write fifth. One second, we can write here same, right? And here we can write same. Okay. So here is two same classes with two buttons. So like there are two same classes, but if we select here this class with the query selector, then the only first element will be selected by the query selector, but there is two classes with the same name, but the very first element which come first in the HTML element from top to bottom will be selected by this query selector. So here we can write we have selected this and store in this button fifth. We can write here button fifth, and here we have to change this button fifth. Like we have added an admin listener and the event is on click. So when we fire this click event on the button which is selected, which is whose class is dot same, then this function will be executed. So we can see the output. So this is the fifth, and when we will click, then button one is not defined. Why? Because we have not updated the console, right? So for now we are going to see this when we will click on the fifth button, then fifth. But when we click on the sixth button, then nothing will happen. I'm clicking it, and when I click on the fifth button, the function executes. But when I will click on the sixth button, the function is not executed. It's because instead of they are having same classes, but the only very first element which come first in the HTML document will be selected by the query selector. So this is the difference between this is the drawback of the query selector, that it selects only the very first element. It can be beneficial to you when you use mindly and logically. So now we will move forward. Get element by id select on the basis of id, not any CSS selector, and it id should be unique. So you already know that id should be only one in the document, and it can select select that same which id is same. Like here we can write fourth, and when we will select by the get element by id, now I'm going to comment out this, and we will write let button is equal to document dot query select get element by id, and here we will write the id name which is fourth. Now we can select this button and write here button dot add event listener. Here we will write the event name, and here we will pass a function which will be execute after the on click on this button, and write we will write the code which will be executed. Here we will write alert, and here we can write that the get element the element is selected by the get element by id, right? Then we will go in the and we will click on the first, nothing happens. Second, nothing happens. Third, nothing happens. Fourth, you can see the this function executed, and it is selected by get element by id. Now you can see what is the difference between get element by id and what is the get query selector. And query selector means it will select only very first element of the HTML document. So now moving forward, come to the next topic. So in the next video, we will learn how to traverse the array data using loop, and we will complete these tasks. And thank you for this and to learning by this video, and create some basic projects on this. And in the next video, we will learn how to traverse the whole array by the loop. Thank you so much.